we'll see if they move. I mean, you saw
They're going to move.
Well, look,
they're already moving.
Hold on, Bill Ackman threatened.
No, they're not.
Hold on.
People say they're going to move all the time after elections. They don't do it.
Bill Ackman said he was going to move.
You know how many people moved out of New York City in the last 3 years? 600,000. They're moving.
Yeah, they're moving. They've been moving from COVID.
You know how many people moved out of your state, California?
Oh, I know. No,
Under Newsom?
Yeah, no. People do move.
A
No
million.
doubt about that. People move in America. And you're
A huge number of people are leaving blue states, and the scale of this shift is shocking. You'd expect these liberal states to pass policies that make life easier for the people living there, but reality shows the opposite. On a recent episode of Real Time, Maher explained why so many people are moving out, and his take is surprisingly interesting. There's a lot to break down, so let's get into it.
This is the luckiest guy in the world that Mamdani got elected, because his district is going to explode. My house, I live 8 miles outside of Queens, has gone up 20% in value since Mamdani announced. Okay?
Because
people aren't going to pay the punishing taxes. New York is the highest tax state in the union.
But you said your house value's gone up.
Yeah, because
So
they're moving to Nassau County.
Oh, they're moving out of the city.
Out of the city, and they can still take the train back in the city and not pay the millionaire's tax or whatever crazy thing this guy wants.
Maher pointed out the big question: why are so many businesses leaving blue states and moving to Florida? His quick answer was high taxes, but he said that's only part of the story. The economic pressure in these states has become too much, and companies are struggling to survive. Regular people feel the same pressure and are moving out, too. In a moment, you'll hear the clips explaining the deeper reasons behind this mass migration, from strict regulations to soaring living costs. There's a lot more behind this exodus than most politicians want to admit.
What people don't understand is he can't raise the taxes unless the state okays it, and the state is not going to okay it. So this is just smoke and mirrors. And the younger people voted for him.
O'Reilly explained why so many wealthy people are fleeing New York, and he blamed one main issue: Mamdani's proposed millionaire tax. New York is home to many of the richest people in the country, the same people who contribute roughly 60% of the city's tax revenue. When the idea of raising taxes again came up, it felt like too much for those already paying the most. Mamdani didn't seem worried, even after he won the mayor's race and pushed forward with the plan. But the response was immediate. Wealthy residents began leaving, taking their money and tax dollars with them. O'Reilly said this wasn't a surprise. It was the predictable result of policies that punish the people keeping the city afloat.
They're moving.
Yeah, they're moving. They've been moving from COVID.
You know how many people moved out of your state, California?
Oh, I know.
Under Newsom?
Yeah, no. People do move.
A
No
million.
doubt about that. People move in America. And you're
Of course, Mamdani would still need state approval before a millionaire tax could become real. And with the state unlikely to support it, a bigger problem appears: Mamdani's credibility. He campaigned heavily on this promise, making it sound like a major achievement voters could count on. But if the state refuses to go along, that promise starts to look more like political showmanship than an actual plan. Supporters expecting real tax reform now wonder whether he exaggerated his influence or misunderstood how much power he really has. Either way, the odds of the tax passing are very low, leaving Mamdani's big campaign promise hanging over his administration.
Oh, that's true.
Florida is a really good case study. So when DeSantis became governor, there were 250,000 more registered Democrats in Florida when he became governor 8 years ago. Now there's 1.4 million more registered Republicans in Florida. That's all migration from COVID and re-registration from COVID, 100%.
Right.
So it absolutely is happening. Whether they will abandon New York in droves, I mean, Bill Ackman's a really good example. He said he was going to leave, right? He's been going after Mamdani. He spent a lot of money on him. And then the day Mamdani won, he said, I'm willing to talk and sit down and work with you.
It's almost like Representative Jared doesn't want to accept the obvious. People aren't leaving blue states for fun, they're leaving because the economic policies are unbearable. In New York, more than 500,000 people have moved away due to endless tax hikes and a punishing financial environment. And in California, the situation is even worse. Nearly 1 million people have left, tired of overwhelming regulations and some of the highest taxes in the nation. Still, Jared downplays the issue, acting like these massive migrations are random or temporary. But the truth is clear: people are voting with their feet, and the message is simple: these policies are failing.
The working people at a certain level are going to say, I'm going the congressman's state, because there's no state tax there. There's no local tax there. I get to keep more of my money. This isn't complicated.
Well, you know, I've looked at moving because I'd like to keep more of my money too. And
where should Maher move?
I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not moving anywhere.
No?
No.
You're going to stay?
And the taxes here are ridiculous, but it's still Southern California.
Right.
Okay.
You can practically see Democratic politicians scrambling for excuses instead of admitting the obvious. Daily life in many blue states has become too expensive and too restrictive. Jared tries to shift blame by talking about Florida, but that argument falls apart instantly. If this were simply a post-COVID reshuffle, people would be moving in both directions, but the migration is almost entirely one way. So here's the real question: if this is just a normal adjustment, then why aren't masses of people leaving Florida, Texas, or Tennessee for places like New York or California? The answer is simple. People prefer red states for their lower taxes, lighter regulations, safer neighborhoods, and more affordable lifestyles. The numbers are undeniable.
See, today, the Trump administration, they talked about the fact that California had a rule that schools cannot be required to notify parents if their kids in school have changed their gender, their pronouns. That's the kind of thing, even though it doesn't affect a lot of people, that makes a lot of people go, well, you know what? That's the party without common sense. Now, if that's your state, how are you?
Well, I just disagree with that. I mean, the law was you would be fired. A teacher would be fired if a teacher did not report or snitch on a kid talking about their gender identity. I just think that was wrong. I think teachers should teach. I don't think they should be required to turn in kids. And by the way,
we're talking about their parents. How can you snitch? The idea of a snitch and a parent, to me, doesn't compute.
Well, I don't.
Maher might stay in California out of nostalgia. After all, he has history, memories, and deep roots there. But for countless others, emotion can't outweigh the harsh reality of life in the state. Thousands have decided to leave because extremely high taxes no longer match the quality of life they're supposed to provide. California has some of the highest tax rates in America, yet major problems remain untouched. With that much revenue, you'd expect better wildfire prevention, stronger infrastructure, and real progress on homelessness. Instead, residents watch their money disappear into a system that seems unable to solve anything. For many, the promises and the reality are so far apart that moving away becomes the only sensible choice.
I was on KBLA yesterday, with my friend Tavis Smiley. I'm an investor and a supporter of that station. And he said, who do you want for running president? I mentioned, I think you'd be good at the job. Not this year, we know. But he said, I don't think he could win. I don't think he could win. He's too progressive coming from this state and what he's done in this state to win in any southern state, any red state. I disagreed, but no, this is a progressive African-American owned station, and I'm sure they like you, but he doesn't think you can win.